Hello, welcome, hi everyone to this very special video today here on my channel. Yes, usually I am more active on my tarot channel, Miracle Tarot, and you know, today I just felt like talking to you again. So today I'm back to give you some guidance once again. If you do not know me, hi, my name is Mimi, and yeah, I'm a tarot girl, but of course I also have my personal channel where I put in application the advice that I give you on my tarot channel. So how marvelous. Before I start, I wanted to mention that, you know, if you're interested in more of what I do or you're just curious, you can check out all of my links down below. And with that being said, hi, welcome to my video. So, oh my goodness, where to start? I want you to know that this is a safe space. This is not the right way to start a video, but it's true. This is a safe space, and I am not here to be judgmental, critical, or, you know, lazily critique or whatever. I'm not here to be negative and drag people down. Now, I don't like the angle of my camera, so just shit here, just shit here. Okay, now it's better. Yes, I am accompanied by my plants, and yes, my mirror is out for some reason, and I don't know why. Do you want to see yourself? Okay, no, wait. This is me being distracted by my little ADHD brain. This is a safe space, and I'm not here to say anything that is wrong. But I want you to know that a lot of spiritual people online have been lying to you. And of course, spirituality is very subjective. It's very personal. Before anything else, it's something that aligns you with your values and your core beliefs. So spirituality is extremely personal, but somehow it's also collective. You know, it brings people together. So I will not give you the dictionary definition of the word spiritual, because, you know, whatever, we get it, but I will give you the internet definition of spirituality, and it, again, that's not a dictionary definition. I just feel like this is kind of what we see. So when you think about spiritual, you think about people meditating with crystals and incense, and they do some practices such as maybe they pray, they manifest, they script, they journal, they envision, they are high vibe, you know, all of these things, and that's wonderful. Like I said, I'm not here to critique anyone, judge anyone. I'm not here to create troubles. This is absolutely amazing. This is wonderful. I'm happy for them, and I'm happy for you if this is what you're doing, but we're not here to be happy for everyone. No, today I'm here to tell you that spiritual people online have been lying to you, and this kind of sucks because I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm someone who is very connected to authenticity. It's very important for me, and this is where I come from. So the first lie that online people tell you about being spiritual is that you need to follow a certain practice and do things a certain way. This is not true. This is not true in any way, shape, or form. Now, I'm not bashing onto religious people, but I'll just compare it very quickly. In certain religions, there's very strict rules, and spiritual people pride themselves a lot in not having these rules and not having these guidelines, if you wish. However, do not let anyone tell you how to do your things. Once again, spirituality is very personal, and you don't have to, you know, do whatever it is that the girlies on TikTok are doing. You don't have to. This is your moment, your time. Do whatever you wish to do. You know, for me, just a way to connect with my spirituality is through nature, going outside, mindfully just sitting down or walking and feeling, you know, the earth, the energy surrounding me, the world. This is a way, this is very spiritual for me, but it doesn't mean that I'll sit down and pray or meditate, or, you know, everyone has their own practice. And maybe this is not a good example. Let me just okay, for example, you know, there's people doing these rituals, very elaborated. It doesn't have to be that way. The way I connect with my spirit guides is that I sit down with a cup of coffee and a stick of incense, and I just talk to them in my kitchen window, looking like an old southern grandma. And this is my way to connect with my spirit guides, and that's okay. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it that way, it doesn't work, this and that. And I feel like it's especially true with new age spirituality, because we're just kind of making it up. And there's this phenomenon of taking things from around the world but just kind of putting a twist on it, a little twist. And this is why I'm telling you, as long as you're happy with what you're doing and you think that it works and it makes you feel good, don't let any spiritual influencer person tell you otherwise. Spirituality is first and foremost yourself and the world, whatever you believe in. No one else can take that away from you. The second lie that I feel like a lot of spiritual people are selling you, and there's an emphasis on the word selling, is the idea that now again, this is a tricky territory, because I understand, and once again I support. I don't think that you need to pay hundreds of dollars for spiritual healing. And now this is so controversial. So I understand that businesses are businesses. I understand that people charge prices because of the value of their services. I understand that there's people that have been doing this for years, but genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, and as a spiritual entrepreneur myself, I do not believe that you have to buy anything. You don't have to buy products. You don't have to buy mentorships. If you feel you feel called to do so, then do so. I'm more than happy for you, and I'm very happy for the people offering these things, but please be intentional and mindful about it, because even if it's spiritual, you don't want to be pushed into consumerism. You don't have to buy the crystals. You don't have to buy the fancy candles. You don't have to buy the $300 coaching mindfulness fucking whatever session. And if you do, that's okay. It's more than okay. I'm very happy for you, and I'm very happy that these people offer their services. Amazing. And no, I'm not here sitting on my chair and being like, oh, if you're spiritual, you shouldn't charge money. Money is very essential in our world. Money is a resource. It's important. And somehow I feel like money is spiritual, because it participates in your development and in your growth and all of these things. No, I'm not saying that it's wrong for people to charge for their services. I offer services myself. I charge money for it. But honey, spirituality, it starts from within. Don't let capitalistic tendencies tell you that you need. You don't. It always starts here. As long as you got everything here, you're good. You're good to go. But, of course, once again, just want to set it straight. I encourage these people, and I encourage you, if you feel like it's helping you as a person, it's making you grow, go for it. I'm more than happy for you. Just go for it. Now, another thing that I think that, spiritual are telling you online, spiritual people are telling you online, is this idea of high vibe, high frequency, all of your thoughts manifest, blah, blah, blah. I do believe in energy and frequencies and everything, and I am that kind of person. But I'm also the kind of person that in my life I've dealt with depression, anxiety, and a lot of mental illness stuff. And that's me, that's me. I believe that it's okay if you're anxious. It's okay if you have intrusive thoughts. It's okay if you have obsessive thoughts. It's okay if you go through depressing episodes where your life feels very meh, and your hormones are all over the place and things are not working out for you. It's okay. It's not your fault, and you're not being low vibe. You're not ruining your manifestations. You're not ruining your connection to the divine, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in. You're just being human, living the human experience. And so no, you don't need to be high vibe, high frequency all the time. Especially if you're like me, you struggle with, little challenges here and there with your mind. It's okay, it's normal. You're born with it, and it's part of the experience. Now, I'm not saying that it's not hard. I'm not taking away that, you know, I'm not making it as if it was nothing. It is still an issue, and I understand how painful it must be and how difficult it is to struggle with these kind of things. But I'm just saying that no, you are not ruining everything. It's normal, part of the human experience. And most of the time in my experience, once again, it's not the fact that I was, you know, I was having these thoughts, this anxiety, this, you know, these depressing moments in my life. It's not these things, it's that it created blockages. Now, I don't feel like if you struggle with mental illnesses, chronic illnesses, if you struggle with any kind of thing that is kind of out of your control, I don't want you to think that somehow it affects you in a way that, oh, it's your fault, it's your fault. No, we live in the treaty world where, you know, there's a lot of things happening, and it's not always fair, and it's not always good, but it's part of our experience. It doesn't make you any less worthy of what you're asking for. It doesn't make you any less powerful as a person. It doesn't take anything away from you. Not minimizing it, I'm trying to empower you right now. But yeah, for me personally, I just realized that most of the time it was just creating these blockages within me, of, you know, me kind of letting it take over and kind of making me feel like I was not myself, making me feel like my vision was distorted, which is what slowed me down in my spiritual path and progress, but not my illnesses, not my whatever, not the fact that I was low frequency. And it's okay, some days you're not gonna feel it. It's like, some days you're not gonna feel it. Some days are rainy days, and some days you may not feel as spiritual as you did as other days. Maybe you won't do the cleansing with the incense and the meditating and the this and that. That's okay, because you're human, and it doesn't take anything away from you. It's not bad. So I hope this is the lesson that you learned from this, because it's a big one for me. It's a big one for me. I feel like, let's stay authentic with ourselves, and let's be honest, like, it's okay. It happens. It happens. And it doesn't take anything away from your value, okay? So the next lie that I believe that spiritual people say online a little bit is this idea that you the fact that I'm side-eyeing the camera, you know, something big is happening right now. I don't sit right with the idea of quantum leaping or quantum jumping. Even if I use these words, and I do believe in these sorts of things, but I just feel like the way that it's portrayed is a little bit, you know, most of the time they're selling something and you're like, oh, look at how I quantum jumped from A to B like really easily and quickly. And I'm not saying that these stories cannot happen. I'm not saying that your life will change like this. It can very much, like, things can happen very suddenly and your life could change right now. But I personally believe that the term quantum jumping, quantum leaping is kind of misguiding, because it makes you believe that out of a sudden you're just gonna almost step out of a portal and everything is just, wow, that's what I needed, that's what I wanted, and it feels so disheartening and frustrating when you're like, I'm quantum jumping, I'm quantum leaping, but your life doesn't change like this. Feels so bad. I know, been there, done that. But this is why we say quantum leaping and jumping. From my personal experience and what I've seen, once again, yes, these kind of stories do happen where people just, you know, their lives change drastically from like this. But what we don't see is that these people have been setting it up for a while with their intentions, their actions, their decisions. And this is why leaping or jumping, you're just kind of, this is a silly metaphor, but picture it more as a frog leaping or jumping from lily pad to get onto the other way of a lake or pond. I would say this is a more appropriate vision of the term, because you're just slowly getting closer and closer. Every time that you leap or jump, it's just one more move, one more move, one more move until you get there. This is what manifestation, quantum jumping, all of these things is about. Setting up the scene, the stage for your ideal life to step into action. And yes, I know it may sound kind of frustrating, because a lot of us are trying to manifest our way out of difficult situations, whether it's with relationships, yourself, your money situation, your living situation. And I wholeheartedly, genuinely have so much empathy for you, and I understand, because, you know, I've been there, done that. But you cannot manifest from a place of lack. And this is what I mean. Leaping, jumping from lily pad to pad, you know, doesn't happen if you don't, well, first of all, if you don't jump, you know what I'm saying, if you don't take action. But also, it will not happen if you're just like, oh man, like, I'm really sick of being here. And even if it's totally valid, it's not gonna get you anywhere. Now, you know, take this with a grain of salt, because I believe that it can be a very great motivation to take action. You're like, oh, I'm sick of this. I don't want this in my life. Let me do something better. Let me change my ways. Let me learn. Let me outgrow this. Which takes a lot of courage and strength, and like, amazing. But, you know, once again, it takes action. Inspired action, not any action. It takes a little bit of time. It takes alignment. And it's okay if it doesn't happen overnight. It's not because you're powerless. It's not because you're doing it wrong. It's just kind of the game of life. Okay? Kind of like a frog jumping from pad to pad. Ooh, we've used this example so many times, but I hope that you understand, and I hope that this made you feel a little bit better, because it certainly made me feel better, and it would have been better like to hear this at the beginning of my own spiritual-ish journey. I feel like I've always been spiritual in my life, but once I started digging in, I had to do a lot of research within and external research. And that's okay. That's part of the process, part of the spiritual aspect, a quest of knowledge and truth. And I think the last the last thing that I will say to you that is a lie, which is kind of tied to something I've said earlier, but there's no one truth. So, you know, if you come across a influencer person or whatever, okay, apologies, my mic went off. But if you come across a person telling you that there's only one specific truth, there's only one specific thing, for example, I don't know, let me find a good example. Oh, you can only like visualize this way. No, you can only like, you can only manifest this way. No, like, there's no one truth. No. And truth is a big word, because most of the time what is true to me will not necessarily be true to you. For example, if, you know, we live in two different sides of the world, for me, I see the sun in the sky and you see the moon in the sky, we're not liars, we're just living a different truth, a different reality. So what is true to me may not be true to you. So if I tell you, hey, the sun is up, and you're like, no, it's not, the moon is in the sky, it's night, we're not lying. We're just not on the same place, on the same plane of existence, and that's okay. We don't have the same experience, and that's okay. So this is really important for me, because I had to get it off my chest. But I think that ultimately the big lesson here is just spirituality is for yourself and yourself and yourself and yourself. And if it helps you to, you know, see the world differently, if it helps you to understand the world yourself, if it helps you with, you know, being aligned with your values, your beliefs, whatever spirituality means for you, it's okay. It's okay. And I know that with social media and all of these people pushing all of these things in our face, it can be hard to do, like, okay, what is true? What is going on? What is this? What is that? Stay grounded to yourself. Stay grounded to yourself and stay authentic to yourself. Stay true to yourself. It's okay. You know, I understand that there's trends, even amongst spiritual people. There's scams, there's lies, there's fear-mongering, all of these things. It happens everywhere, even within the spiritual community. But you have a heart, and within your heart there's a compass, and your compass will always guide you to the right places. So follow your heart is what I'm trying to say. I know it sounds cheesy, and especially for the end of the video, but what is spirituality if not a little cheesy sometimes? So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that it helped. And you know, kind of ironic, but maybe it didn't help at all. And I'm happy if it didn't, because you're being authentic to yourself and you're being true to yourself and you're sticking to your core beliefs and values, and I admire that. As long as it's not hurting anyone, who cares, right? So yeah, that's pretty much what I had to say. Stay true to your magical being and who you are and on your path. I wish you the best of the best. If you're interested in more of my work, like I said, all of my links are down below. I have a tarot channel. I have so many things. You can just check it out. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, please consider liking, subscribing. I would really like to connect with you guys and create a little community of spiritual people without the woo-woo. Okay, that was a great outro. Bye guys!